Hey guys, it's Purple Ferret here, and I completely forgot that Valentine's Day was this week until someone said something about it on Sunday, and luckily that gave me a whole week to prepare, but I probably wouldn't have realized until it was too late if someone hadn't said something about it. So, oops. I also already had this week's video completely done and ready, and I was like, I don't need to touch it. I'm good for the week. And then I realized that it comes out the day before Valentine's Day, and it's not at all Valentine's Day related. So I was like, I need to make something else, but I didn't want to move that one to 2 weeks out because then there'll be a huge discrepancy in what I have on Tumblr versus what I have on YouTube. And there's already a little bit of a discrepancy, but it would get even bigger. So I wanted to not do that. So instead, I decided I'm going to make a whole new video and put it on Saturday so I have a double upload. I was also kind of trying to avoid this exact type of thing happening by uploading every 2 weeks instead of every week. So I didn't have to rush to get a video done over the course of a week. So I accidentally did that. I need to keep track of when holidays are so I can make special videos for them. Some things I'm like, oh, I have this thing coming up for it that can kind of qualify for it, and then I make that the thing. But other times you get things like the video's already out, so I can just say it. You get things like Shattered Gina, and I guess maybe the hearts on her face can count, but not really. Valentine's Day has a very specific vibe, and if something doesn't fit that vibe, it's very noticeable. And so, whenever I found out that Valentine's Day was coming up this week on Saturday, I was like, oh, I'll just sketch some ideas on the back of this paper real quick. And then I ended up really liking it. And that's why I'm tracing on paper sketch instead of making a whole new sketch. It was meant to just spark ideas, but then I ended up really liking how the sketch looked on paper and the concept I went with. I was already kind of drawing whenever I found out it was Valentine's Day. I was drawing on a different spot on the paper, and then someone mentioned Valentine's Day, and I immediately swapped to a way different part of the paper and started drawing something that felt more Valentine's Day coded, because what I drew before was like a lore moment for a character you're going to see in 2 weeks, and then in another 2 weeks you'll see more of that character because I already have the next 2 recorded. Yay! But anyway, that would not have worked for Valentine's Day. So instead, I started sketching these 2 kids hugging. And it was supposed to be just generic kids, just trying to get my brain on the Valentine's Day train. And then I realized that as I was drawing these kids, that they were starting to remind me of these 2 characters I have. Like, they're more recent characters than other characters I've introduced. So there's not a whole lot of story there. But I realized that I was having one of them stand on tiptoes to hug the other one, even though they're close enough in height that that wouldn't matter. And I realized that it was something that this one character would do when they were kids, because so the female character has always been taller than him, and the first time they met as kids, she was taller than him. And so in order to be taller than her in a joking way, like it doesn't actually matter to him, but see, I'm taller than you now. This is them hugging goodbye for like the last time they're going to see each other until they're adults. And he would 100% tiptoe to be taller than her for a hug. To be like, next time we meet, I'm going to be taller than you. So you're going to have to get used to this. But turns out that is not the case. And actually, whenever they meet again, he doesn't remember her at all. He has complete amnesia. She remembers him. And he's all like, you have to have me mistaken for somebody else because my name's not Cornelius. There's a lot more to the story than they met as kids and then were separated until adulthood, and now he has amnesia and doesn't know who she is. But it's a little complicated, especially since I don't know if things are going to change. There's a couple details that I know won't change, but there's one big detail that I'm on the fence about and don't want to go, oh yeah, this is the case, and then later when I actually know what's going on with these characters, come in and say, oh, actually, no, never mind, that's not real. One thing that is real, though, is this is completely a platonic art piece because this hug is platonic and this is him technically meeting her for the first time and her being like, oh my gosh, that's my old friend. And so those moments are completely platonic, and I haven't decided if their story would dip into romance at all. And I don't even know if I want it to at all. So I decided to do something platonic for Valentine's Day because romantic love is not the only type, and I feel like the other ones need more representation on Valentine's Day. And I know I made it all pink and stuff in the background and made it look very romantic-esque, but that is not actually the intention behind the piece. It's just that Valentine's Day is associated with pink and red, and they wear pink and red, so I thought putting pink in the background would look nice with it. I feel like it just works by accident the way it is. This whole piece is honestly just a happy accident of I happened to draw characters in a way that made them look like their child counterparts, and then I finished that sketch and then I drew their adult forms below that just because I felt like it. And so it kind of made a very nice spread. I just think it's kind of cute to have their last moment together as children and their first time re-meeting as adults on the same page. It just looks cute. The reveal this time is a little different because since it's in a very vertical format, I thought it would be nice to have them sit side by side after flipping back and forth. So I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed that there was a double upload because you're going to be starved for content for 2 weeks. And I hope you enjoy the next one, and I'll see you then. Bye!